Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about a new topic which is JsonAssert. It is a Java library provided by Sky Screamer. It is really handy whenever you need to compare two JSON contents. Some of the uses that I have come across is when we need to perform Kafka automation, there is a topic on which the event being produced is having a lot of data in it. So you can perform the assertion. How? You can create an expected JSON. Of course, there will be one-time manual activity that will be needed for performing or creating that expected JSON. You can dump it in your project, and then once that event is triggered, you can get the actual result from the topic, and you can compare both of the messages, the one in your expected and one you get from the Kafka topic. Of course, there can be some dynamic fields like ID, timestamps, etc., which you can exclude from the comparison that we will discuss in the further videos. The other usage is whenever you need to perform contract testing between the two APIs. Again, there can be some attributes which you want to exclude from the comparison. That is feasible. And the other examples which are not like something that you need to put in your regression case forever. It is really handy for one-time testing, the very first testing that you are doing whenever something is deployed onto your test environment. So those examples are like whenever you are like maybe descoping an old API, creating a new one, so the response of your new API should exactly match with the response of your old API. So for the very first testing, you can ask the developers to deploy both of the APIs on the test environment. Once your testing is done, you checked it using JsonAssert, you can remove the test from your regression scope. But of course, if the response is very huge, it will not make sense to test them manually. You can check it through this library. The other usage, it is very specific to one of the activity that I performed. It was related to a migration testing. So we had a source data, okay, and on basis of which we were performing some migration, we were applying some migration rules. So what I did, I applied the migration, created some basic POJOs for the actual and the expected response. Then on the actual response, I kind of applied the migration rules and then got my expected result. So it was an expected Java object that I have performed. Now I have the expected result within my code. So after that, in my case, what was happening after the migration, the single entity which was getting created. Of course, there were a lot of entities which were um, migrated, right? But I was able to get the single entity using the get API which we have in our system. So I got that entity, I compared the expected result and the actual result using this JSON assert. Okay, so now there can be more cases as well that completely depend upon case to case. But now let's go to the demo part. So here I have taken two JSON file. One is this actual file, the other one is expected file, right? And how the JSON compare works, here we have the code for this, and here we are just reading both of these actual files. It has a assert equals method, and here you can pass your expected result, your actual result, and a boolean value. This boolean value can be true or false. If it is true, that means it is doing a strict comparison. If it is false, then it is not doing the strict comparison. And what does this mean? The meaning of strict comparison is like, if the comparison is strict, of course, in every comparison, the values of the attributes are compared. But if it is a strict comparison, then the ordering of the JSON array elements also comes into the picture, right? So if you want that your test should fail in case within the JSON arrays, the order of element is different, though the values are same, but the order is different, and you want your test to fail, then use strict. If you don't want your test to fail. And if the order is not significant, order of the JSON array I'm talking about, if it is not significant, then you can pass it as false. Let me show you. So there is a misconception that this strict ordering, it also compares, it also works on the other JSON fields and not only on the JSON array, but that is a misconception. Let me show you. Here I have two attributes in my actual and in my expected. Both are having different order, and I am using strict comparison here. Let me show you here. This is the case where I have used strict comparison. So people think like the order is different, so the test will fail, but it is not the case. Let me show you. So here test passed, though the order was different, but order of your, only the order which matters is the order of JSON array, not the other orders. Okay, and let me show you how it fails. I'll add the ID, and here we can see it will fail because the ID field is not matching. Okay, and now talking about only the order mismatch issue. So here we have taken like two actual, and this is actual, where you can see likes. In likes we have apple first and banana on the second place, and here we have banana on the first place, apple on the second place. So the order is different for the JSON array and the values are exactly same. So here the test will fail, saying you have different elements at the different indexes. So here it says item 0 was, sorry, likes 0 was expecting to have a banana. Here in the expected result, we can see banana is at the 0th index, and then the other is apple, but you got banana. So here the order was mattering. Now let us execute the second case where in the order I have taken false. So this test shall pass because now order will not matter. Okay, so here you can see the test has passed. So that is all about strict ordering and non-strict order, strict matching and the non-strict matching. Now we will discuss about modes. So what we have done here, it is it is it is same. Like if you say that you want to have a strict ordering, you want to pass it as a true value, then it will take the, there is this enum that we have, it has different values, we'll discuss about them. So it is equivalent to strict, and this one is equivalent to lenient. Let us see that by executing the code again. So I will execute both of the test cases now, and the first test case, it will fail because the ordering is different for the JSON array, and the second test case shall pass. Yeah, so second has passed, first has failed, mentioning the order is different. Now we will discuss about modes. What are the different modes that we can have, and why we have, if we have true or false, then why we have this enum as well. Here JSON compare modes. So as we discussed, it is already providing us this true false, where we can discuss about whether the strict ordering is required or not. We already discussed about strict and lenient, but what does this mean? Like, let me go to lenient. Strict, the name specifies it will have every kind of restriction that is there. Lenient will have no restriction at all. Okay, so these four modes are applied on basis of what kind of restrictions we want. Strict, it has every restriction which is there. Lenient, it is having no restriction. Then these two modes are designed to have a restriction which lies in between strict and lenient, more than lenient but less than strict, on basis of these two attributes, like extensible or strict order. Let me show you what does this extensible means first. So here we know this test case is passing, and this one was failing because of the ordering. Now let us think about one case where our actual result, it has more attributes than the expected results. So at this case, if we will run the test cases, let me execute for both of them. We know that previously our ordering related test case was, sorry, our strict JSON mode with the strict ordering and strict everything strict, I'll say, it was failing with ordering related issue, but now it says, well, your order is different, but also there is one unexpected attribute in your actual result because that is not in the expected result, right? So here in the strict ordering, we want exact number of JSON attributes as well. Okay. So in our actual result, you cannot have more attributes than what you have defined in your expected result. But when we talk about lenient, let us see what happened. It was already here. It was passing, right? So here you see the test case is passing. The reason is, if you go to the definition of this, it says that extension is allowed. Ordering false, like ordering, it was lenient, right? So previously we saw that order was insignificant. So here we can see extension is allowed. So even if you have some more attribute in your actual result, which are not there in the expected result, then the test case will pass. Let's break one more misconception which can be there, like if we have more attributes in the expected result, then what will happen? Will lenient allow it to pass? No. The reason is your expected result is base, like for every kind of comparison. Your expected result, it is the base. So it cannot have more, like less, you cannot have less attributes in your actual result. You can have more attribute, but not less. So that's why if you see, it said that it was expecting one attribute first name in the actual result, but it was not there. Okay. Now our other modes, it will be really simple. If now we understand what is extension, what is ordering. So as I mentioned, this is most lenient. There is no restriction at all. Of course, you cannot have other attributes in your expected result as we just saw. But considering all these four modes, this is the most lenient one. That's why the name is lenient. Non-extensible, as the name is saying, extension is not allowed. So extension is false, but it is less restrictive than the strict, where we have we do not allow the different ordering. So non-extensible, it will allow the different ordering, but it will not allow the extension. Okay. Strict ordering, only the order will be strict, extension will be allowed. Okay. So let us see it. Let me just copy both of these test cases, and I'll say this one is test 4 and this one is test 3. And here in the test 3 we say JSON mode non-extensible, and here we say strict ordering. So if you remember, as I was saying, that this was most restrictive, so here we had both the ordering related issue and the extension, the actual result was not allowed. So when we say non-extension, here we only expect only one failure, which is you cannot have more attribute in your actual result than what you have in the expected result. So we do not expect the order related failure here. Let me see what happened. It is known. Okay, I think I removed it, right? So I removed the extra attribute in my actual result. So I say first name. I don't expect the failure related to ordering. I only expect the failure related to having extra element in my actual result. The other one, let us go there. now we will say only strict ordering. So it will, as now we know that it will only give us the order related problem, not the extra element in the actual result. See, only order related issues. So these are the four modes which JSON compare provide us, right? And here you can define the, you can go through these all functions that we have, like you can have with strict ordering, right? You can pass true false there with extensible. You can pass, you can call these methods as well, or it's better to use it like this, like I like this way of using it in one line only, right? And with JSON assert, the results are really readable. Okay, just how you have in assert J, the previous library that we have discussed earlier. So yeah, in the next videos I'll be discussing more advanced topic about this JSON assert. So see you in the next video. Thank you.